Everybody, this is Blind Black Me here. Welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Emerald. And in this episode, we're going to challenge gym leader Norman.
I've never had a piece of meat come back in here in 10 years.
Middle Street Bistro's Joe Nagy preached farm to table.
Our food is the best by far. No one's ever done this.
But Chef Ramsay quickly found out it was anything but.
Fish is a freezer bird.
The food is overpriced for the neighborhood,
$35.
pretentious,
Mon chéri.
and simply disgusting.
That's gross.
To make matters worse, Joe lives in a fantasy world,
I would put this restaurant up against anyone.
and everybody knows it except him.
This is not a fine dining restaurant.
Who you think you're talking to? This is the finest of the finest.
When Chef Ramsay pointed out Mill Street's issues,
You're not a chef. Stop pretending to be one.
Joe fought him on every point.
You're talking shit now.
He remained defiant
Defensive? Ignorance?
If I'm all that, you're my twin.
and took great pride in deflecting everything.
You're busting my balls.
Because you're in denial.
At the start of dinner service,
He does not know what I know.
Chef Ramsay observed how dysfunctional Joe was in the kitchen.
Leave the kitchen, go on the other side. Go, 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 go.
Soon after, there were several customer complaints,
This doesn't taste good.
but Joe stood his ground.
I think what she did is she got a bite of rosemary.
He didn't mention about rosemary. Come on.
And while Chef Ramsay was relentless,
Ladies, water and ravioli. Like a rock in there.
Joe simply refused to acknowledge his mistakes.
That doesn't happen here.
Head chef, my ass.
And after witnessing a steady stream of food being returned,
All right, what else can we fuck up here?
Chef Ramsay decided it was time to do a little investigating.
Frozen blue cheese. Frozen shrimp. Farm to table. It's not.
Then, with clear evidence that Joe was lying about the quality and freshness of his food,
I get upset when I see fakery.
We have fresh stuff, okay?
Chef Ramsay tried once again to get through to him.
You're making up stories.
I'm not making a
Yes, you
story.
are.
But Joe blew him off.
But I'm not here to show an idiot you can't put fucking raw onions in an onion soup.
We can talk about it
Yeah.
at some other time. We're busy.
Which left Chef Ramsay completely frustrated, with one thing left to say.
Joe, you want me out of here? I'm gonna leave. What is that?
You're serving rotten fruit.
You're possibly kill them.
Then wake up!
You wake up.
Shut the place down. That is amazing.
And now, the dramatic conclusion of Mill Street Bistro.
I'm struggling here to stay in this building right now. I swear to God.
Gordon, I gotta cook right now.
Yeah, I wish you would.
Joe, I need a regular French onion soup.
Onion soup.
All right, the onion soup's ready.
Are they raw onions in there? What's that? Did you put raw onions in there? I didn't know. Why are we doing this to each other? Is this a wind-up? Look at me. Putting raw onions in a soup. I don't know if you're just f***ing around. I'm lost, Joe. Why are you doing this?
Cute
You
charm
said earlier
Dodie.
that it needed more onions. We responded by putting the onions in there so they had more of a bite to it.
It's raw. What's the matter with you? We send that
Oh, this is gonna suck now, guys.
What do you want to hear?
Son of a bitch.
Take it off, Joe.
Take the menu off the menu.
86 it. Save whatever little reputation you got left. Man,
This guy, this
surely you got a bit
bitch.
more respect than that. I'm trying to reason with you, Joe.
I get it.
Fine,
I get it.
fine. But I'm not here to show an idiot you can't put raw onions in an onion soup. I can't teach you that. That's called common sense. That in your tiny mind is not common. Come here, you. Should we put raw onions in a caramelized onion soup? Tell him. No. Thank you. You've got talented staff to tell you that. Ask your chef. It's like you're doing it to me on purpose. Joe, do you want me out of here? Tell me the truth. You want me out of here? I'm gonna leave.
Oops.
I don't want you out of here.
So why are you f***ing around like this?
I'm not fucking around like that. You want a battle?
No.
Okay.
I told you.
But
The constructive criticism, you got incredibly upset, and you want it. A band-aid. You need surgery. Everything I said today, you went up against.
Well, you said it in a way that anybody would challenge you.
What?
The way you said it.
You're a dictator, Joe.
that-
Your staff can't talk to you. There's not one person in this building that you pay that will ever criticise you because you'll cut them down big time. You're awesome. Oh, Joe.
Do you usually go to restaurants and rip them apart like that? That's what's pissing me off.
Joe, it's not working. You've built up this level of fine dining pretentiousness that is not biting with the locals. You're so far removed from what a bistro should be.
Okay, so you don't want to hear what our elk sales are and how many people come back for it and everything else.
You can't, no.
See, here you go.
No, but you can't. The elk was inedible. Inedible. But it's not just the elk though, Joe. Do you understand?
Alright, we finally got him. Damn. Sorry about that, guys.
I've got to start off at the bottom. And right now, you won't listen. And that's what's making my life a nightmare.
But when you sit there and you went off about every thing in there, you're being defensive to everybody. I wasn't defensive, I was respectful to you. Until you went off on it.
I'm here to help you.
Then help me.
Well, then stop being in denial. You're so tight and so
Might as well get away with my NG powder.
with ambition, you're not seeing the reality of the heart of the problem.
I agree with that statement. That statement I agree with. That I am so bound up. That I'm not seeing. I agree with that. But don't tell me that I'm not doing it because I'm lazy. I want people to come in here and say, man, Joe, you're really doing something.
Good. But it's not working currently, Joe.
Right, I agree.
But you're not telling yourself enough of it. Because your staff are shit scared to tell you.
I am telling myself that, but we're in this group. We got blinders on, but I do want to make it better. I want this restaurant to be
Damn it,
a
Spinda.
quality
It's Spinda now.
for everybody, not just Joe Nagy. For these people in here that stuck with me.
Fuck me. What
And did
is
put up
with
my
me right now?
personality. That's what I'm asking you, man. Help me. I'm asking.
That's the most sincere and the most honest
Fucking
person
asshole.
that's been here. Shit day. Tomorrow, we start a fresh day.
I'm willing to do that, Chef.
We draw a line in the sand.
Let's draw a line in the sand.
Good night.
Good night.
Coming up,
I'm scared.
Joe still remains a little slippery.
Is this BS? No.
And later,
Can I interject something?
Chef Ramsay reaches a boiling point.
Wake up! You wake up!
Get ready for one of the most intense confrontations ever
Are you that stupid?
on Kitchen Nightmares.
Come in here and help me instead of running your jaw.
One second, guys. Alright, guys, I'm back.
With Joe finally admitting to Chef Ramsay that he has lost sight of some of the problems,
Take a seat. I want you to watch something.
Chef Ramsay begins the day with a plan to show this owner some of the issues he doesn't even realize he has.
Tough day yesterday. That was a hard one.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk to you guys without Joe around because I need to hear the good, the bad, the ugly. Yeah, and I'm talking about Skinny the goat.
Yeah.
Who's going to start? There's no formalities here. This is wide open. You shouldn't be scared of Joe. Because I've got your back. Help me. Amy.
I think Joe is at fault for the lack of business because of the way he berates the staff in front of the customers. It turns people off and turns people away.
He needs to control his temper. He was cussing at me right here in front of the door and then dragged me into the kitchen and started screaming at me even louder. So I might as well have been sitting right out here. And I mean, everybody witnessed it, and
I
the
hate
people were so
these
disgusted
fucking
they just wanted
trainers.
to check to leave. And they left me a note, telling me to keep my chin up and that I did a great job and everything I was supposed to do. And I had left that note to Joe, and he would tell me, don't let that get to your head when people tell you you're doing great, because there's always mistakes being made. It was to the point where I ended up having to go to the back because I started crying, and I didn't, I just didn't want to be, like, I don't know. I mean, we have Joe constantly saying, well, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, we all get flustered and, you know, and I let it get to me.
Katie, that's terrible.
It is.
Moving forward. Why does he think his food is good?
That's my main thing, because there's stuff that's been questionable, and he's like, oh, that's okay, you know, that's okay, we can serve that. And I just wanted to say, no, we can't serve that. But in his mind, it's okay.
Okay,
How'd you
let's
rate the
fight.
food out of 10? 2 of being generous.
He loves to
Let's
hear
fight
the
the
praise,
gym leader
but he
now.
will certainly go up against anybody that has anything negative to say.
The guy that was sitting there across from you when you were having lunch, he said he would send it back, but he doesn't want to listen to Joe yell at him.
If they see Joe's vehicle outside, they'll go somewhere else because they don't want to be bothered at their table.
But he'll talk to the table the entire time they're here about himself.
Joe feels that this is his house and these are his dining guests and they want to hear all about him.
Which is nothing worse than me trying to do
And then
dinner.
we're told to give him a minute when it's our table. We're trying to service them and trying to do what our job, and then we get yelled at and ridiculed in front of them.
Wow.
He yelled at me saying, when I am with the table, we are in a meeting.
Seriously? Rebecca, what's he holding a meeting over? What's he talking about?
Himself.
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 How'd you get through to Joe? How'd you...
Get the message across to him.
We don't. We get told what to do.
We have meetings all the time, but it's usually him telling us what we've done
Directing
wrong
us
and
to what we should and shouldn't do. We've all been ridiculed. We've all been belittled. We've all been screamed at and cussed at, and we're doing everything wrong.
it's hard. It's hard because we want to see this restaurant
Sure.
succeed, but there's just times when we can't take it, the stress. I mean,
How many of you thought about quitting at any one time?
All I ever want to tell Joe is just to back off, not to ridicule every single thing.
We're a lot more productive if we don't have all the extra chaos.
and stop blaming us for his
You
inadequacies.
screwed it up. Quit yelling at me.
Joe doesn't want to take responsibility
He
for
would tell me
himself,
there's
so
always
he's
My dad wanted to choke Joe out due to the way he was talking to me.
yeah, needs to back off. It's not right.
Oh my god.
Alright, 1 second. I'm back. I'm probably gonna have to heal up
In order to
again.
get through to Joe,
We've all been screamed at and cussed at.
Chef Ramsay has asked the staff to talk about some of the problems at Mill Street Bistro.
My dad wanted to choke Joe out
What?
due to the way he was talking to me.
And most of them point the finger at the owner.
He needs to back off.
Oh my god. Well, I do have a confession to make. Joe has been listening. I hope that he takes it well. I hope he understands the negativity he's brought on your shoulders. I'll be back in a second. Don't move.
Here we go. Oh, God. I'm scared. Well, gotta go find a new job.
Alright, here's his last Pokemon, guys.
Guys,
This guy's a joke. This Pokemon's oh, what the hell?
I was sitting upstairs listening, and I gotta say that what has happened here ultimately is my responsibility and my fault. I don't think that I'm a bad person in heart, but I'm tough. Maybe a little bit too tough for this business. I need to soften up. We got a lot of work. A lot of things need to change. And if that means that I need to change, and you need to change, and we all need to change, we're going to do it.
Joe immediately went to, we need to change. He cannot take responsibility for his own actions.
This is not going to work unless you are 100% behind changing. Because everything that this restaurant stands for today is you. Yet it's been propped up by your team. Are you 100% committed to change?
I'm 100% committed to change whatever needs to be changed to make this restaurant to find its potential.
Then so am I. Okay?
Do I think that he took it all in? No. Do I think he's gonna change? No. Do I think this is even gonna help at all? No.
1 second.
With Joe now seemingly ready to change, Chef Ramsay is ready to illustrate how Joe's overpriced menu is alienating the locals in this small town.
One of the things I've heard over and over again is that your place is not inviting enough for your average local. Too pretentious and too expensive.